Alright, so tomorrow we are bringing home a baby peach-faced lovebird. From this particular breeder, we are also expecting to get a pair of Fisher's lovebirds, but those babies won't be ready for another couple of weeks. They're still very tiny. So we knew she had these extra babies available, so we decided to just scoop one up. We had this extra cage. So yeah, she's very, very pretty, and I just cannot wait to get her. So here we have a little setup for her in my room. The cage is about a 24 by 18. And it looks shorter on camera, but it is pretty wide. It takes up a lot of space on this dresser. And here we have a little play gym. We have some natural wood perches, some toys, a cuddle bone, and even a dowel perch down there that I don't really want her to use that much, but the texture isn't uniformly smooth, so I figured I'd just leave it in there. It came with the cage, which we got for a pretty good deal at a yard sale. A lot of stuff came with this cage, but unfortunately it's all junk. So basically what we have here is a big pile of junk. So this is a very old, dusty, flaky wooden toy right here. I did try to clean it, and I contemplated using it for a little while, but I just don't know what the paint is made out of. I don't know how old it is. Could be lead in there. And a lot of color came off when I was soaking it, so that made me a little bit nervous. But I might keep this chain. I can repurpose it later for makeshift toys. And we have sand perches, garbage, a mirror, garbage. You do not want that in your bird's cage. And maybe I could use this for something. But it's very, very porous. It's not just smooth plastic, it's very, very porous in there. Yeah, so she was hatched on February 5th, 2022. And as of Saturday, she'll be 6 weeks old. And she still might need some formula feeding. She is still very, very young. But from what we hear, she's a great flyer and a great percher. So if we get her and that turns out not to be the case, we could always move her perches lower or move her into something smaller or take out the grate so she doesn't fall and hurt herself. But yeah, we'll see you tomorrow when we go and pick her up. Okay, we just picked her up. We have her covered to reduce stress, but here I'll show you some footage we took of her parents. She doesn't really resemble her parents, but I'm guessing when she's older her colors will change. Anyways, here she is. Hi, cutie. She looks like a stuffed animal. She looks so pudgy and cute. Anyways, this is Alice. I'll show you some clearer pictures since this camera is crap at focusing. Meanwhile, we'll get her all set up. Alright, she's a little bit upset. Just put her in here. I do want to let her out of the cage, but I'll give her some time to get used to her surroundings. So she climbed all the way up here. She didn't fly up there. Maybe that perch is a little bit too high. She's a bit crouched down. I don't know if that's due to stress or I don't know. Poor little thing. You'll get used to it, I promise. Alright, she's been settled down for a while, so I'm doing this just to see where we're at, see if she's afraid, and she doesn't seem to be afraid. Look at this! I did not anticipate letting her out this early, but she seemed like she really wanted to come and interact with us, so I just let her out, and now she's eating right from my hand. Day one. They're making a huge mess. Alright, it's bedtime, and as fun as the day has been, Thank God, because I did not get any sleep last night and I am so tired. So it's been an interesting first day. She's not shy of me at all, or people in general. And she has been out with me all day, and I think it had the unintended consequence of her despising her cage. I put her in there a couple of times today when I stepped out to do stuff, and she was wailing, and she was a siren. She was loud. She does not like to be alone, so yeah, we have to learn how to be more independent. Of course, you don't get a bird and expect peace and quiet, so the noise doesn't bother us. It made me feel bad more than anything. We did end up taking the grate from the bottom of her cage because she is not a very confident flyer, and I have seen her fall off her perches a couple of times, and I just didn't want her to get hurt on the grate, so we took it off. I did try to give her a formula feeding, but that wasn't entirely successful. She did eat a bunch of her rowdy bush pellets, so that's good. I did try to sneak a couple of vegetables in there, but she was stubborn and didn't want to eat them. But I have faith that we'll get there. She seems to have trouble eating from her stainless steel bowls. They might be too tall, so I have a little plastic one in there for her. There you go. See? Bedtime means treats. Yeah. Alright, I woke up and I was so relieved to hear chirping. This isn't the first time we had lovebirds. The last time we had lovebirds, they both died right in the middle of the night. And it was only a couple days after we got them, and that was just so shocking, so I'm just so relieved. Good morning, Alice. Want breakfast? Yeah. Want breakfast? She loves calling to the birds out of the window. I'm not sure if that behavior should be encouraged or not, but it's still pretty cute. Ignore my bed. It's a huge mess. I was just laying on it. She seems to have gotten over her shyness of flying. She flies everywhere around the room now as long as I'm coming with her. Oh, Alice, what are you doing up there? She's calling to her friends. Come on down. Come on down. Thank you. Thank you.
You can come and see the show, but it doesn't let you know.
Are we done? Have we had enough? So it's one of those rare times a day where she's finally off my shoulder or arm. She's basically been glued to me ever since I got her. I really want to teach her to forage and target, but that's been difficult because she doesn't really seem receptive to it. She just wants to be on my shoulder. She's not receptive to any type of training yet, but at least she's not being stubborn when it comes to her formula feedings.
So cool and crazy and wild and upside down. I'm bored and that's not fun. I wanna get away, but I'm too tired to run. I'm gonna find a place where
You know, it's so tempting to just fall asleep like this. I just don't want to crush her on accident. It's been snuggle time for about 15 minutes, and in case you're wondering, yes, she has pooped on my bed. She poops everywhere she lands, you know, the table, my shoulder, my head, everything's fair game. You know, I don't want to change my clothes or wash my sheets every time she poops on them, so I'll have to just get creative. Maybe I'll walk around wearing a huge towel shawl. Alright, I just had dinner, and for whatever reason, she's quieter every time I leave her in the room in the cage. I hope that means she's more accustomed to it, but it still takes a while for her to calm down, and I'd still feel better if she knew how to forage. Is that fun? Was that fun? I have that cover there to protect the dresser, but I've caught her flipping it over a few times. I think she does it deliberately just to poop on the wood. So far, she's refused to explore the rest of her play area, which is a shame. But she does go over here sometimes because I have her food over there. So she goes over there and picks at it. So far, she chews on everything except her toys. I think she's giving this one a shot because it's on me. I've hidden some seeds in her foraging toys to see if she'd pick at them, but she hasn't. I think we need to start off with something simpler, like maybe digging treats out from between my fingers or stuff like that. She also still refuses to try any of her healthier food, like vegetables and greens. Even fruits. I've tried to offer her a strawberry and she was actually scared of it. She was playing with it. Are we gonna keep playing? No? Kiss kiss? Good girl. Good girl. Kiss kiss? Good girl. So this is her first time downstairs. She has been out of the room with me many times and she just stays on my shoulder. You like the piñata? Yeah, lots of paper for you to shred. You can be as destructive as you want. I don't think she's interested. We were actually originally planning on keeping her cage down here, and we probably will make the downstairs the bird area in the future when we get our other birds, but for now it still gets very, very cold down here, especially at night. And I would have brought her down here sooner, but there were a bunch of aerosols in the air down here, so I just waited. Where'd you come from? Where'd you come from? I'm trying to teach her how to forage. So I'm sticking treats in those pockets and seeing if she can get them out. Also stuck some millet in this ball to see if she can dig it out. All of this is to add enrichment and fun, and also to teach her how to play by herself. Oh, no. That's cheating. I've already changed her newspapers twice since I've gotten her. The last time was 2 days ago. This is how much damage she does in 2 days. I'm sure it's nothing extraordinary for the rest of you parrot owners. There we go, clean newspaper just before bedtime. This is the floor of my bedroom. Literally every step I take, I step on a pellet or a seed or something that she threw on the ground. But this is by far the worst. She tipped her bowl and spilled pellets all over the place. I'm so glad I covered the wood. You know what to do. Good girl. I was starting to get a little concerned since she wasn't bathing, but we just had our first bath. Usually I hold her up to the bathroom faucet and she takes a drink, but today she dived right in. I was starting to think I'd have to mist her myself with a spray bottle. Wow, she looks so punk rock like this, it's insane. Status report, well, she still refuses to eat anything that has any color in it. Even the bits of dried fruit in her seed mix she hates. But she's finally receptive to training. Good girl.
grados y acobijados desde.
So, a bit of a retrospective on this past week. Well, it's been simultaneously chaotic and a dream come true. You know, I've always wanted a bird. My dream was to get like one of those huge macaws. I always loved a military macaws. I love the green color. But I'm glad I didn't go that route. She's a quarter the size and she is already a huge handful. Oh my god. We still have a long ways to go in many areas. She still won't eat her vegetables. She doesn't know how to station and she generally has a hard time being away from me. But yeah, she's still a baby, not even fully weaned yet, so this will be far from my last update on her. So stay tuned.
Broken on people, always trying to spend my time. Collagen injections injected right into my mind.